Hi everyone, it's Courtney from Schneider Driver Recruiting. Wanting to talk to you today a little bit about some no-touch freight driving opportunities. So what we'll do, we'll talk a little bit about what exactly is it, what does it entail, what type of jobs are there available, is it the right fit for you, and answer any of your questions. So we are live. If you want to put some questions down below, definitely feel free to do so. I'll answer whatever I can for you today, and we'll talk a little bit more about how to apply too. So kind of to dive right on in, what is no-touch freight? So it's exactly what it sounds like. You yourself as a driver do not have to touch what is in your trailer and what you're hauling. So majority of the time a driver will get to a destination and either the customer will unload the trailer, or you simply drop a trailer off, hook up a new trailer, and then you're on your way. It kind of depends on customer needs, what exactly you're hauling. A lot of different factors go into that, but very simple, you yourself as the driver do not have to touch the freight. Now, I mentioned before kind of drop and hook, live unload, that type of thing. No matter what the account is, if you buy truck and by train, or a lot of that as well, there's a lot of drop and hook and no touch freight in that line of business too. Our tanker division, which is hauling liquid freight, is we say no touch freight, but you are still unloading. So for example, majority of our tanker drivers will load or unload the liquid freight that is being hauled. Sometimes a customer will also load or unload. So that part, if the customer is unloading, then yes, no touch freight. But our tanker division is one division where you don't see a whole lot of drops and hooks. You keep that trailer and just load or unload the liquid freight. That was kind of a piggyback off a question that we got from Isaiah. Isaiah had mentioned basically with our tanker division, is it drop and hook, or are you doing like preload? So in terms of whether it's loaded already when you pick it up, that's dependent on the customer. But very, very rarely when you see a drop and hook with a tanker trailer. Majority of the time, you as the driver are going to be the one loading and unloading the tank at the customer, taking it to the tank wash, whatever it may be. So that's a very, very good question. So Isaiah asked that question prior. If you have additional questions, we are live as well. Annie asked us a little bit off topic about no touch freight, but asked if we have CDL training. Currently, as of today, we don't have the training available, but we do offer tuition reimbursement. So basically how tuition reimbursement works is, if you are new to driving, so you just got your CDL at a truck driving school and you paid out of your own pocket or with a loan, we can actually pay that back to you or back to the lender, and we would do that in $200 payments a month after you've been with us for 30 days. So it's really awesome and simple. If you graduated within the last 12 months, that's who it applies to. And then we can, all you have to do is send some sort of receipt showing that you paid for that tuition with the lender or out of your own pocket, and then we can start that reimbursement. If reimbursement is not something that works for you financially, we have other options as well that a lot of people don't know about too. So on our website, schneiderjobs.com, if you under truck drivers and new CDL holders, we have a whole page regarding tuition reimbursement or how to pay for truck driving school. So if tuition reimbursement doesn't work, we also do have links to help you figure out if you qualify for a grant for school. A lot of states have workforce opportunity grants as well, so depending on income and employment status, you can get grants through the state as well too. So that's another option. Also, if you are former military and you have some sort of GI Bill benefits to your name, if we are starting CDL school again in Ontario, I couldn't answer that 100% for you, William. It's kind of a up in the air type of situation in terms of our operations team and working with schools. As you know, a lot of things are always kind of in an unknown, especially with the state that we're in, with anything schools opening up, whatever it may be. We still hold our training and orientations at our operating center that's out in Cooslinch, so we do have that that's continuing, and plenty of freight for our drivers to haul. So that's the one thing that is consistent. So we have lots of different opportunities on schneiderjobs.com. You can go through, check out what's available to you in your area. Speaking of we were talking about no-touch freight prior. If you're wondering if a job in your area that you're looking on at Schneider Jobs has no-touch freight, there's in the description, if you scroll down a little bit in the description about the job, it will tell you in that description, 95% no-touch freight, 50% no-touch freight, whatever it may be, it will say right in the description. So make sure you're scrolling down, reading through it, seeing if it's something that may be a good fit for you prior to you applying. So, Eddie Martinez, do you have trucks that have APUs? We have a lot of different options and opportunities with APUs. All of our trucks that are 2019 or newer have APUs in them. Those that are older will not. So we do have a lot of other options. Inverters can be installed, things like that. So a good chunk of trucks, just depending on the year that you get, would be equipped with an APU. So we keep everything current, up to date. Nothing on the road is more than, our average is around 3.5 years old. So we want to make sure that everything is still current, up to date. We're not going to run a truck into the ground. We want to make sure you're in reliable and safe equipment as well. So great question. Rick said, sorry, not on topic. That's okay. How long before a company drivers can go independent contractors? So that's a really great question. I don't know too much in detail about leasing and or owner operating, but I do know that we look for at least a year of driving experience prior to you going lease or owner operator. I myself am a company driver, so I hire solely for Schneider as a company. And we have a whole set of recruiters that their sole job is to help out with lease and owner operators. So we have a really great page on Schneider Jobs. The main homepage in the top right-hand corner says owner operator lease opportunities. It has a lot of good information in there, what opportunities are available in your area. And if you have questions too, they have their own personal phone number that you can call that team to get a little bit more information about, is this going to be the right move for you? Do you want to lease a truck, or have you been looking at buying your own? We have a lot of good options and opportunities there, so check that out at Schneider Jobs. Me again. I love that. Just keep rolling them in with questions. That's okay. Even if it's about no-touch freight or if it isn't, I just want to answer your questions. So somebody said it came up as you're leaving school. So hopefully you can watch it later. Yes, you can watch this later. So we are live right now. And you can go back, replay it, and see if you have additional questions, you can still answer them in the comments even after we're not live anymore, and we'll answer those for you. So keep them rolling. Brian says, is there any roles for tanker drivers in the Midwest Illinois area? So great question. Whether it's tanker, intermodal, whatever you're looking for, go to schneiderjobs.com and type in your zip code. So it'll say main homepage, truck drivers, search and apply for jobs. You put in your zip code, and it will pull every position available to you out of your area. So now, we have great filters too. If you're looking just solely for tanker, on the left-hand side, you can click on bulk meaning tanker, same thing, and it will pull any tanker positions that are available to you in your area right now. If there aren't any today, don't panic, don't worry. We have constant new changes and updates to that site on a daily basis. So if you don't necessarily see what you're looking for right away as of today, sign up for the text message or the email alerts. It will alert you to anytime there's a new position available to you in your area, literally at the drop of a hat. So the minute it gets posted to the site, you'll get an alert that, hey, there's a new job out of your area. So if it's something that's got limited positions, you can call a recruiter right away and let them know that, hey, I just saw that this is available out of my area. I already have an application in. Can I move forward with this? And then we can talk to you that way. We have plenty of recruiters that are standing by they can talk to you literally on the spot. Or if you're not available to talk right away, we can schedule you an interview as well. Usually they take about 20-25 minutes, depending on the position that you're looking at. We do need to go through the position details, make sure it's a good fit, and then your application too. So we want to make sure that you get through everything, talk a little bit about next steps, and then get you set up for a training and orientation. So make sure that you have plenty of time, you're in a quiet space, and not driving when we're chatting with you too. So that's a very great question. Joe Jordan asks, does Schneider rehire former drivers? If so, how many times? So our goal and what we strive for is that you don't have to leave us. Obviously, that every company's gonna say that, right? But that's truly our goal. Hire to retire is what we're looking for. Yes, we do hire former drivers. There's a lot of different things we have to look into. So if you're a former driver and you've been gone for a while, you want to reapply, get that information updated so that we have everything current updated since the last time you were with Schneider. And then call into 844 PRIDE so our recruiting assistants can bring up your old information, make sure you're eligible for rehire, and then get you to a recruiter, because there's a lot of different things we have to look into and update. Just like any other new hire that we're going to look at, we want to make sure your information is current and up to date. How many times? We don't have a limit, but again, we're hoping that we find you enroll in a job that you stick with long term. Speaking of which as well, we do have a transfer process. So if you are on an account and you say, okay, I thought this is what I wanted to do, I wanted to be in the tanker division, but this isn't my cup of tea, I'd rather go dry freight. We have an internal transfer process as well that can help you out with that. You literally apply right from your tablet, and then a driver recruiter whose main job is to transfer drivers will call you, talk to you, make sure it's a good switch for you, and then work with our operations team to get that process and get that changed over. So great question, and hopefully we don't have to rehire you that many times. We want you to be on long term. So good question though. Eric David said, hi, I'd like to join the family. Eric, we would too. So make sure that you apply, schneiderjobs.com. Look for anything available and open in your area, and then we can definitely talk you through what we think would be the best fit for you. So if you have any additional questions, we were talking today about no-touch freight, because that's going to be a good fit for you. Again, each line of business, whether it be intermodal, tanker, dedicated, van, truckload, all has different positions that are in some way, shape, or form no-touch freight. Obviously, the most hands-on will be our tanker division. So if you really want to get a little bit more out of the truck, not just simply hopping in and driving, tanker would be your best bet with that. If you just are all about miles, I don't want to have to touch any freight, van truckload would definitely be your way to go. So check them out. Again, they have all the filters on Schneider Jobs, depending on which position pulls up. So there's a lot of options and a lot of information there as well too. So keep those questions rolling. We've been having some good options and good questions as well, even if they're no-touch freight related. Aaron said, currently working for Schneider, love my Schneider family. Thank you, Aaron, we appreciate you. Ryan also said, I just have my class CDL permit. Can I get hired? So our jobs and our positions that we have do require a Class A CDL. So with your permit, it looks like you're getting very close. We still can, if you would like to fill out an application and get pre-hired or pre-qualified, we can do that too. We just need to know kind of the process you're in to officially get that Class A CDL. So that's a great question, great opportunity. We do get drivers that call into us that are, 2 weeks out from graduating from their truck driving school, but just have their permit right now. They call in and talk to us. We get them pre-qualified so that once they officially graduate and have their CDL, we can just move forward here in the hiring process, get them scheduled for an orientation. So that's a really, really great question. Tim also asked, what's the detention or layover pay if you get stuck with a company unloading your truck? So this is a great question. I get this quite a bit of time. So there's a couple answers to that. So we do offer detention and layover pay if that were to be something that happens. So you had an appointment at a customer, they were live unloading your truck for 8 a.m. You got there at 8 a.m. You were ready to go. They weren't, and now you have to sit and wait. So in terms of the amounts, that can change and vary depending on the situation, customer, things like that. A lot of different factors go into play, but it would be something that would happen under the right circumstances. Now, if you got there on time, 8 o'clock, they're to unload your trailer or live unload your trailer, then that's just part of your haul that day. And then you get back into the truck and go once they're finished live unloading. So there's a lot of different things and factors that go into that. That would be something that you'd always be communicating to with the manager or with the person that is, managing the account. they're the ones that will make sure they give you updates or, informing your manager right away that, hey, I'm here on time, they're not, what's the next step here in the process. Always keep that open line of communication too, because that will greatly help your process. So, good question. Eric says, I am very close, I have a work permit, and I don't have a license as of yet. Okay, so you're getting there, keep working on it, and hopefully once you are all done, you can apply and we can get you on board. So, great question. Jack said, he might need one C test tomorrow. Good. Or next week. Awesome. Hoping to get that regional. That's home weekly I saw. Awesome. I'm glad you said that too. People a lot of times ask about, how long will I be out or how long will I have to do this. In those descriptions that we were mentioning as well, and Schneider jobs, it will tell you how long you have to be out on the road. So if it's home weekly, home every other week, home daily, all that is listed right there, and you can filter time at home as well. So great thing. Hopefully we see you soon. Daniel also asked, can you discuss over the road, optional, no home time, no touch options? All right. So let me catch my breath. All right. So over the road and regional van truckload are very, very popular. You can find them in almost any region of the United States, depending on where you live. So region, obviously meaning a region of the U.S. Majority of the time, we have a portion of either driving a radius or you're driving just a portion of the U.S. and not having to go into like New England or the West Coast. Over the road then obviously means, as it sounds, over the road you can travel anywhere in the U.S. A lot of our positions, a lot of our jobs have a certain home time. So regional, home weekly, home every other week, home at, every 3 weeks, whatever it may be. Those are what we look for in terms of minimum home times. So if you see online that it's supposed to be, this position gets you home on a 5-weekly basis. That's what we look for. If you as a driver want to stay out longer, you are more than welcome to. We won't say no. And if you're really out there, you're hauling, moving, you're not, you're getting tons of miles, and you say, no, I really don't. If I go home now, I'm just not getting paid. I want to get back out and continue to drive and keep making that money. You have that option to do so as well. Again, make sure you're communicating with your driver manager. They're the ones that can, okay, fine, well, let's get, Daniel, let's get him more loads to haul. With, like we were mentioned before, with van truckload, a good chunk of these jobs are no-touch freight. So you don't have to worry about, getting anything out at a customer or anything like that. So really your go-to, if you're looking for as many miles as possible, no-touch freight, I would highly recommend that over the road van truckload accounts. Always looking for drivers. Very rarely do we have a cap on any of those. And can truly get you in. We have orientations that are every week as well too. Now the past couple months we have been putting caps on class sizes just to make sure that we don't have too many people going into a class at once. So you might not be able to get you in immediately right away, but can try to get you in as soon as possible. So talk to your recruiter about that. That's a really, really good question, Daniel. I appreciate you asking that. So can you bank home time? No, depending on the account. So some accounts you can. Usually rule of thumb is for every 6 or so days out, you get another day home. Some accounts you can bank up and some you can't. So I don't want to give you a yes or no on that, just in case, depending on the account and the area and region which you live in. But depending on where you live, ask your recruiter or ask your driver manager. They can give you a little bit more of an accurate answer on that too. So those are great questions, and I appreciate those. Keep them coming in. So we're talking today about no-touch freight and driving jobs. We have additional information if you want to ask today on our blog page at the Slice of Orange. So if you go on to Schneider Jobs, top right hand corner it'll say blog. You can click on that. We have information about no-touch freight jobs along with any other subject you can think of. Imagine whether it be driving, office, warehouse, some of our mechanic jobs as well too. And so if you're just kind of interested in seeing other different roles and stuff that we have, you can definitely ask those too. So, all right. Andy also said, love Schneider, do need help with my CDL, I have my permit. Again, Andy, we kind of talked a little bit about currently right now, we don't have any programs available for getting that Class A, but can help with that tuition reimbursement. So whether you pay out of pocket or with a loan for school, or you can get, again, check into grants, workforce programs, military benefits as well. We have all that too listed on our homepage. Especially if you're a new driver, literally it'll say new driver paying for truck driving school. So if that's an option for you, you know, tuition reimbursement, anything financially is not an option for you, there are other ways to get that as well too. So check out that page. Keep asking good questions, that's a good question as well. And continue to ask them below too. So we have, I mentioned earlier and I'll mention it again, at schneiderjobs.com, type in your zip code, it'll bring up all the positions available in your area, and read the description. That description that is listed on the position will tell you if there is no touch freight, or if it's mostly drop and hook, or if you're gonna have to do a hand load and loading. So it's that time of the year, if it's a little too hot right now and you're really not looking forward to unloading a truck, look for those no touch freight jobs as well. We have recruiters standing by to 7 days a week to chat with you a little bit more about these positions, these jobs. So just call 800-44-PRIDE, and they can also, you know, and answer any questions you have for you. Oh my gosh, Jackie! Oh my, I was just talking to Jackie last week. So Jackie here put a comment. This is Jackie. You crack me up so much. I was just talking with Jackie about coming on board here to our operating center in Green Bay. So that's super exciting. Call me when we're done. I will chat with you a little bit more about getting you to come on board. So this is a really exciting opportunity. I am an active driver recruiter, so I can be one of your recruiters that you chat with. So apply at schneiderjobs.com, 800-44-PRIDE. You can also text chat to 28,000. Make sure you're not driving when you do so. And we can have somebody chat with you a little bit more regarding the positions available in your area. So if you have any questions after we end the live today, make sure to ask those questions. We'll still answer those. And make sure to tune in next month as well. We'll do another YouTube live as well. We're also on Instagram and Facebook. You can check us out there as well. And we hope to see you soon. So thanks, guys. We'll talk to you soon.